Hey guys, Mark Hart here, and I wanted to do a deep dive of one of our homes, 6674 Chauncey. So this property, our company personally owns. We've finished the renovations, and we even have been looking for a tenant and have a application in the works right now. So we're excited to have a tenant in place by the time an investor closes on the home. So wanted to always start from macro to micro. When you go to our listing page, if you click on the actual address itself, that will open up the Google Maps. Always like to start here, zoom out, so you can see where the home is located in Memphis. We have the Mississippi River running north and south over here to the west, and then downtown Memphis. Next, we're going to have what's called the 240 loop. We're going to talk a lot about investing inside versus outside the loop. I'm going to switch over to the satellite view so you can see here the importance of the location of this home. As we zoom in, we have the Memphis International Airport. This entire northern section is home to FedEx and is the largest air cargo hub in the United States. Now, as packages fly into Memphis, they get sorted in our distribution centers. This, as you can see, is going to be where the majority of Memphians are going to be working. Actually, about 30% of all jobs in Memphis are located right here, and that's why we have Chauncey within almost walking distance. So within the neighborhood itself, we have C-class homes, which means it's going to be all rentals. Then it's going to move down to B-class homes, which is the average for Memphis, 50% renters, 50% homeowners. And it even goes to A-class properties to the east. We've built multiple new construction homes down here. 6674 Chauncey is actually in a B-plus section of town, which means about 70%, 75% of the residents here are actually homeowners. If we go to the street view, I always recommend driving the little Google car around so you can see the neighborhood and take a look to see how well kept the neighbors' yards are, see if there's any boarded up homes. As you can see, this is a beautiful neighborhood. And here we go. We're going to find, this is the property, 6674 Chauncey, what it looked like before we finished the renovation. Now we can go back to our website and click here for details. This is where you'll be able to go into our diligence vault. Inside the diligence vault, I always like to find either the pro photos or the final clean photos, because those will both be after the renovation has been finished. If we go to pro photos here, we can just scroll through really quickly. Nice single-story ranch-style home, one of our most popular properties. We put a new 30-year architectural shingle roof on the outside, basic landscaping. The exterior of this home is just going to be maintenance-free. Interior has hard surface floors throughout, nice high vaulted ceilings, really attractive to our tenant base, and also very low cost to our investors. We don't put any carpet in our homes unless it's the second story for noise purposes. Next, we'll show up on the kitchen. As you can see, beautiful hardwood cabinets. We put in new countertops by Formica. Then we have a new kitchen, kitchen sink, new dishwasher, new vent hood. All the other appliances are going to be brought and paid for by the tenant. Brand new tile on the floor, new furnace. We put in a new AC condenser as well as a new hot water heater. Bathrooms, hard surface, hard tiles. New tubs, new toilets. New fixtures, a lot of new on the home. We spent about $26,000 renovating this property here, which is the highest amount that we spend on our homes. Next, you can see what we actually did by going back to, here we go, back to the marketing tab. Then you can go to the scope of work. Scope of work has the major items, the roof, the mechanicals, and the floors. Those are going to make up about 65% of your renovation. And so we put on a new roof. new heating, new central air conditioner, new water heater, hard surface floors throughout, and then we let you know what appliances are included. So this is the largest renovation that we do. A lot of other folks are going to skip out on these major items because they're very expensive. As you scroll below, you can see some more frequently asked questions. Next, I like to go to the pro forma. Pro forma here, 6674 Chauncey. We've got this home for sale for $120,900. Now, people say, where do you come up with that sales price? Is that over market value or under market value? And it's our goal as a company to price all of our homes for what they will appraise for, right at market value. And we do that by creating what appraisers do, which is a comparative market analysis, or a CMA. You can actually view our comparable report by what's called a 3-up report. Here, we're going to have our subject property, Chauncey, for $120,000. And then we're going to have 3 comparables, like properties close by, similar in bedroom, bathroom, and square footage. Now, the final item to look at, and one of the most important ones from a high-level perspective, is the price per square foot, $93.72. Our comparables, 95, so that's great. We want to be below all of these numbers, 95, 97, and 89. So the average of all of these is going to be higher than what we have this property offered to you for, which means that we're very confident in our ability to get an appraisal, which will come back at our sales price or greater. And for our company, that happens 75% of the time. Next, we'll go to the pro forma. You can see more details about the home. Nice 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,290 square foot home built 1985. Most of the properties in Memphis and on our inventory are built in the 60s and 70s, so that's something that I really like about this home as an outlier. Our target rent is $1,095, and we actually already have an application pending on this property going through our underwriting and screening process. What we'll do is we're going to take out vacancy losses. Our vacancy rate among our 2,100 properties that we manage here at Reedy & Company in-house is 4%. We have 8% management fees. Property taxes get reassessed every 4 years, not based off of the sale and the resale of the home. These got reassessed last year. Our insurance, $39 a month, is going to be our master group policy. So it's as if you gave 2,100 properties to State Farm and said, what kind of discount can I get? So for this, it's going to actually be based off of the square footage, and it's going to come with $3 million in liability. We also like to factor in potential repairs. These $55 and $44 in vacancy will show up in your bank account every single month. We just recommend that you put it to the wayside for future vacancies, future expenses. Now, our average tenant stay is 2.75 years, so you can kind of calculate what will be needed in the future. Once we look at all the income minus all the expenses, we'll have an NOI, net operating income, of $752. That would be what you would make on the property every month if you purchased it all cash, which would be a 7.47% return. Then a lot of investors are going to be receiving a mortgage, conventional loan. You'll get 10, and you'll put 20% down with a fixed interest rate over 30 years. If you subtract those mortgage principal and interest payments, you'll have a net cash flow every month of $197. That annually will be $2,367, which, if you factor in the 20% down plus closing costs, divide that by your total return, is going to be a cash-on-cash return of 8.7%. Then we're going to look at property appreciation, $1,209, which is just 1% of the property value. The average appreciation in Memphis over the last 30 years is 2.49%, so that's conservative. The mortgage principal reduction is an exact number because your tenant is actually paying your mortgage payment, which in 30 years you'll own this property free and clear, and you only paid 20% of it. That'll come to a total return of $4,855, which if you factor in the mortgage principal reduction plus the appreciation plus the cash on cash ROI will give you a 17.9% ROI. Incredible. Next, we're going to go into the tax assumptions and savings. They're a little bit tricky for folks to calculate, but the returns are incredible. So you're going to be able to depreciate the value of the home minus the land, and the government says that you divide it by 27.5 years for your yearly depreciation, $3,784. Then you get to write off all the mortgage interest that you paid your lender in the first year, every year, $5,384, which will give you a total tax deductions of just over $9,000. Here's where it gets tricky. You have to multiply that by your tax bracket. So we put an average of 33% for our investors, which will give you a dollar for dollar net tax savings against your W-2 income of $3,025, which, if you factor that in as a ROI, as a 11.2% return on your money just from tax savings alone. So if you add in tax savings plus your total ROI, it's pretty close to 30%, which is, as you know, phenomenal. The government really incentivizes investors to own rental properties. Then you can see the total ROI here as a 10-year analysis. You can dive real deep into this, but the ROI just gets significantly better every single year as the property, one, appreciates, and two, the mortgage principal, you're going to be paying more principal every year. See how this number increases? And that'll increase your ROI, which will give you an internal rate of return after 10 years of 13.4%. So as you can see, this property here, what I like most about it is a 3-bedroom, 2-bath home built 1985 or newer. It's receiving the full renovation that we offer, new roof, new HVAC, new water heater. It's actually below market value since we have comparable sales that are higher than the $120,900 for this home. And finally, we just finished renovations on this property today, and we already have an application pending in the works going through our underwriting process for the exact target rent. So if you think this would be a good fit for your portfolio, go back to the website, click the Order Now button. This is a Google form that I created, which is called the Financial Addendum, and it's just to get your email address, contact information, the legal spelling of your name. This will reserve the property for you while we get the paperwork started. So hope that helps, and if this is a property that you would like to add, we look forward to helping you grow your investments here in town. Thanks, guys.